People often say that joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, and low energy are simply the price we pay for growing old. But what if that isn't true? What if we've just accepted decline as inevitable, when in fact it's largely preventable? I'm 94 years old. I live alone, take no medication, and need no outside help. While many of my peers began to slow down in their 60s, I stayed active, clear-minded, and engaged with life. Not because of any miracle, secret elixir, or expensive therapy, but because of 5 small habits that I've followed every morning for decades. These habits cost nothing, take little time, and require no special training. Yet they've kept me strong, sharp, and independent. One of these habits takes just 4 minutes, but it changed how I think, feel, and function. It became my reset button each day. But let me begin with the simplest step of all, the one that truly started it all. A glass of water. It sounds too easy to matter, but over 80% of older adults wake up dehydrated, and they don't even realize it. Overnight, while we sleep, our bodies lose nearly a liter of water through breathing and skin evaporation, and when we wake, we're running low. Dehydration doesn't always feel like thirst. Sometimes it feels like stiffness in the joints, dizziness, or a dull, foggy head. Just like an engine needs oil, our brains and joints need hydration to function smoothly. Take 30 seconds, pour yourself a glass of water, about 400 to 500 milliliters, and drink it before doing anything else. Not coffee, not juice, not pills, just plain water. It's a moment of care, a way of telling your body, I see you. I'm here. You may be surprised by how much clearer your head feels and how much easier it is to move. I remember the first time I tried this habit. I was in my early 70s and had just returned from the hospital, where they couldn't find anything wrong with me. Yet I felt exhausted every morning. A kind nurse suggested I try drinking water as soon as I woke up. I was skeptical, but the difference was almost instant. My joints felt less stiff. My mind was clearer. I had energy, gentle, steady energy, not the jittery kind from caffeine. That morning, I began a ritual that I have never stopped. So if you're willing to begin a new chapter, one where you feel more alive than you've felt in years, let's take that first step. Just a glass of water. A small act, but one with big ripples. Are you ready? Let's begin. Why is water the first thing I reach for every morning? Because while we sleep, our bodies quietly lose water. Through breathing, through our skin, even through our lungs. By the time we open our eyes, we're already a little dehydrated. And for older adults, that small loss can make a big difference. The brain depends on water to transmit signals. The joints rely on it to move smoothly, and our blood needs it to circulate effectively. When we're even mildly dehydrated, we can feel foggy, unsteady, and slow. I think often of my friend Eleanor. She's 82, sharp as a tack, but a year ago, she began experiencing regular dizziness and moments of confusion. She feared the worst, perhaps early dementia or heart trouble. Doctors ran tests, but nothing conclusive showed up. One day over tea, I asked her if she drank water in the morning. She looked puzzled. "Not really," she said. "I usually wait until later." That was all it took. I encouraged her to try drinking water as the first thing after waking up, before coffee, before breakfast, before anything. Just one glass. Within a week, Eleanor called me. "I don't know how to thank you," she said. Her dizzy spells had nearly vanished, and she felt more alert throughout the day. It wasn't a cure-all, of course, but it was a missing piece she never knew she needed. If you want to get the most from this simple habit, here's what I suggest. 450 milliliters of warm water. Not cold, not icy, but comfortably warm, like a gentle morning hug. Add a pinch of natural sea salt, just enough to enhance absorption. Salt helps water enter your cells more efficiently, especially if your electrolyte levels are low after sleep. If you'd like a little extra boost, squeeze in some fresh lemon. It adds a bit of vitamin C and gives the water a clean, refreshing taste. But keep it simple. No sweeteners, no juice concentrates, and definitely no flavored powders. One of the biggest mistakes people make is reaching for coffee first. I love a good cup of coffee too, but drinking it before water can worsen dehydration and strain the kidneys. Your body is asking for replenishment, not stimulation. Start each morning by meeting that need. Drink slowly, mindfully. Feel the water moving through you, waking up each cell. It may seem small, but this quiet act can shape your whole day. With time, you'll notice clearer thinking, steadier balance, and better digestion. Sometimes healing begins not with medicine, but with noticing what the body quietly asks for, and giving it with kindness. Water wakes the body from the inside, but for real energy, steady, bright, and natural, you need one more thing each morning: sunlight. It sounds simple, even old-fashioned, but the science behind it is powerful. During the first 30 minutes after waking, your brain is especially sensitive to light. Exposing your eyes to natural sunlight at this time resets your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that tells your body when to wake, eat, think, and sleep. Miss that window, and the clock gets confused, leading to grogginess, insomnia, irritability, and even weight gain. 10 minutes of morning sun can change everything. You don't need to sunbathe or sit under a clear blue sky. Even on cloudy days, the outdoor light is dozens of times brighter than indoor lighting. The goal is simply to let natural light enter your eyes, without sunglasses, if possible. It tells your brain the day has begun and prompts the production of serotonin, the hormone that lifts your mood and sets the stage for restful sleep later that night. I remember my friend Robert, 78 years old, once proud of being a night owl. But as the years passed, his sleep worsened. He relied on sleeping pills, but they left him groggy in the morning. One day, frustrated, he asked for advice. I told him to try something different. Go outside within 30 minutes of waking, every day, for just 10 minutes. No phone, no distractions. Just stand, sit, or walk slowly, and let the light in. He chuckled at first. Could that really help? But within a week, he was falling asleep naturally again, and waking up refreshed. He hasn't touched a sleeping pill in over a year. Why does it work? Because light is medicine. Free, side effect free, and deeply powerful. It regulates not just your sleep, but your mood, your metabolism, your immune system, even your digestion. When your body knows it's morning, it turns on the right systems at the right time. You don't need a beach or a forest. Open your curtains. Step out on your balcony. Sit by an open window. If you can, take a gentle walk around your block. Breathe slowly. Let the light touch your face. It's a small act of care that your future self will thank you for. And once you've given your body water and your brain light, you're ready for the next step. Waking up your mind. Not with news or noise, but with a 4-minute practice that can sharpen memory and brighten thought. Let's move gently into that next chapter together. After water and sunlight, there's one more way I prepare myself for the day. A short, intentional moment to wake up my mind. You see, the brain is not so different from the body. It stiffens when unused, loses clarity when ignored, and grows sharper with practice. Especially in later years, mental sharpness becomes one of the most precious gifts we can preserve. And it doesn't require puzzles, apps, or complicated routines. Just 4 quiet minutes each morning can breathe new life into your thoughts. This habit began for me in my early 70s. I'd started forgetting names, misplacing items, feeling slow in conversations. At first, I worried. But then I read about neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections at any age. That gave me hope. I thought, what if I give my brain a gentle push each morning? What if I ask it to show up? My mental warm-up now takes exactly 4 minutes, and it follows a pattern that anyone can do. First, I solve a small mental math problem. Nothing fancy, just a way to activate logic. Second, I recall a memory in vivid detail. It might be my first job, or the smell of my mother's kitchen. Third, I learn 4 new words, sometimes from a book, sometimes from a magazine, often from a dictionary I keep nearby. I say them out loud, write them down, and try to use them later in the day. Finally, I spend 1 minute visualizing the day ahead. What I want to feel, who I might meet, how I'll respond with calm and care. Each of these small actions targets a different area of the brain: logic, memory, language, and imagination. Together, they act like a gentle morning massage for the mind. More importantly, they remind me that I am still growing, that my brain, like my heart, still has places to go. There's science behind this too. These simple exercises increase the production of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that supports brain cell growth and protects against age-related decline. I didn't know that when I started, but I felt the difference within weeks. I was more focused. Conversations flowed more easily. Even my mood lifted. Many older adults fear losing their minds. But the mind, like the body, responds to attention. It craves use, variety, purpose. These 4 minutes are not a chore. They're a gift, a quiet declaration that your mind still matters, that your thoughts still carry weight. So now, with the body hydrated, the spirit lifted by light, and the mind gently awakened, we can move, not with strain or pressure, but with care. Let me show you how 7 minutes changed my body, without pain, without force, only with respect. Movement, for me, has never been about bending into impossible shapes or chasing youthful strength. Especially after 60, the goal is not to push the body, but to listen to it. Many older adults make the mistake of doing exercises they once enjoyed in their 40s, lunges, deep bends, sudden twists. But aging joints and muscles speak a different language. They need warmth, softness, and gradual awakening. That's why I created a 7-minute morning routine that anyone can do, even with limited mobility. It's safe, gentle, and surprisingly effective. The routine begins with shoulder rolls. Sit or stand, relax your arms, and roll your shoulders in slow, full circles. 30 seconds forward, then 30 seconds back. This releases tension from the neck and opens the chest. Next comes seated marching. Sit in a firm chair, keep your back straight, and lift one knee, then the other, as if you were slowly walking in place. Do this for 1 minute. It wakes up the hips, the lower back, and stimulates circulation through the legs. Then I move to chest stretches. Stand in a doorway. Place your hands on the frame at shoulder height and gently lean forward. Hold for 30 seconds. This opens the front of the body, which tends to tighten after sleep. After that, I do supported squats. Holding onto the back of a sturdy chair, I gently lower myself a few inches, then rise again. Just 10 repetitions. No pain, no strain, just smooth, steady motion that reminds the legs they're still capable. Finally, I rotate my ankles, sitting down, one leg at a time, making slow circles in both directions. The ankles are often neglected, but they're key to balance. This final step brings blood flow back to the feet and improves stability throughout the day. These 7 minutes are now as essential to me as brushing my teeth. I do them before breakfast, when the body is most responsive. Over time, this routine brought me something I never expected: lightness. I no longer feel stuck when I get up from a chair. My steps are more sure. And best of all, I don't wake up fearing stiffness or pain. The beauty of this routine is that it meets you where you are. You don't need to be fit. You just need to be willing. Within 2 weeks, many people feel better balance, improved posture, and reduced joint discomfort. You'll move more, fear less, and carry yourself with greater ease. And now, with the body gently activated and the mind engaged, comes the final preparation for the day: nourishment. But not just any breakfast, a meal that supports strength, not age. Let's talk about that next. Breakfast is more than a tradition. It's a turning point. After gentle movement, hydration, and light, the body is finally ready to receive something deeper: nourishment. But here's the truth few people talk about: after 60, our bodies process protein less efficiently. You might eat the same eggs or yogurt you did in your 30s, but your muscles won't respond the same way unless you're intentional. And for older adults, maintaining muscle isn't just about strength. It's about mobility, balance, and independence. When I learned this, I changed the way I ate breakfast. Instead of toast and jam or fruit and cereal, I began focusing on one thing: quality protein, within 30 minutes of my morning routine. That window is important. After exercise, even light movement, the muscles are more sensitive to nutrients. Feed them well, and they rebuild. Skip it, and they quietly shrink. My go-to breakfast now includes about 25 to 30 grams of protein. That can look like 2 eggs with a small bowl of cottage cheese, or Greek yogurt with a scoop of collagen protein and a few almonds. Sometimes I blend a smoothie: unsweetened almond milk, a scoop of protein powder, half a banana, and a spoonful of nut butter. It's quick, easy to digest, and energizing. What I avoid is just as important. I steer clear of sugary cereals, processed breads, and most fruits in the morning. While fruit isn't bad, starting the day with a sugar spike causes an insulin surge that can lead to energy crashes, inflammation, and weight gain, especially in older adults. Your first meal should stabilize you, not make you chase balance, for the rest of the day. I think of my friend Barbara, 91 and once so frail she struggled to open jars. I suggested she adjust her breakfast: less toast, more eggs, and yogurt. Within a month, she called me, delighted. "I feel like I've got my strength back," she said. And she had. Her hands were steadier. Her walks were longer. She even returned to tending her garden, something she hadn't done in years. Breakfast isn't just a meal, it's your body's first instruction for the day. When you give it protein, you tell your cells, build, repair, stay strong. You slow the natural breakdown that comes with age and support your immune system, bones, and metabolism. So eat with intention. Sit down, take your time, and savor your food. You've prepared your body with movement, your mind with calm, and now you fuel your strength. And with all 5 habits in place, one final truth remains: how these simple steps became my way of life. Let me tell you how. These 5 morning habits, water, sunlight, mental activation, gentle movement, and a protein-rich breakfast, are not just routines to me. They are the quiet pillars on which I've built a life of clarity, strength, and independence well into my 90s. I've followed them for decades, not because someone told me to, but because they made me feel alive. And that feeling, once you know it, is something you want to return to every single day. People often ask me, "What's your secret?" expecting a miracle supplement or a rare gene, but I tell them the truth. It's not about magic, it's about consistency. These habits don't require money, gyms, or special knowledge. Just a little time, a little care, and a willingness to show up for yourself every morning. Each step builds on the last. Water clears the fog. Light awakens the spirit. Mental focus sharpens your awareness. Movement brings ease and confidence, and breakfast strengthens you for the day ahead. Together, they form a rhythm, a daily conversation with your body and mind that says, "You matter. You're still here. Let's make this day a good one." I haven't taken medication in years. I live alone, cook my own meals, and walk without assistance. I don't say that to boast. I say it to remind you what's possible. Many of my friends, some 20 years younger than I am, rely on walkers, pills, or caretakers, not because they're unlucky, but because they gave up too early. They believed aging meant surrender. I never did. You see, aging isn't a punishment. It's a process. And like any process, it responds to attention. When you wake up with purpose, even a small one, you send a message to every cell in your body. I'm still in this. Over time, these small actions don't just maintain your health, they transform your experience of aging. You feel more in control, more at peace, more connected to life. My hope in sharing this is simple, that you try just one step. Maybe it's the glass of water. Maybe it's 10 minutes of sunlight. Let it grow naturally. Don't chase youth. Nurture vitality. And remember, it's never too late to begin. You're not behind. You're right on time. Old age is not a verdict. It's a crossroads. One path leads to decline by default. The other, well, it's the one I chose. And if I can do it at 94, then so can you. Because health, in the end, is not just about years lived, but about how you live them every morning.